It's Saturday evening, Paul's gone down to the bonfire social, so it's my turn to cook. So I'm making a sort of macaroni cheese, but I don't have enough macaroni. I've only got a small amount of macaroni, so I'm going to top that up with some penne. There we are. Let me show you what I'm doing to start as the base of the sauce. So it's a bit steamy in here. Hold on. So in this pan here, I've got finely chopped celery, onions, and I've added to that dried oregano, nutmeg, and lots of black pepper. And I'm just softening that down. It's almost done in a little bit of olive oil. Oh, there's about, I don't know, 3 cloves of garlic in there as well. This is going to be my white sauce, so I'm going to add flour to that. And then I'm going to add milk and I'm going to thicken it, basically. Got my water ready for my pasta. I'm not going to add cheese to this. I'm going to add cheese to the top of the dish and bake it. So it's not filled with lots of cheese, but this itself is going to have lots of flavour. So it's going to be a really flavoursome. I might even add a handful of peas once I've done the sauce. And then I'm going to bake it in the oven. I'll show you the results when it's finished. So that's my white sauce almost made. I'm adding some bouillon powder to that. That's vegetable stock powder. And I'm also going to add a teaspoon of mustard to that. Then what I'll do is I'll combine that with the pasta, which is almost cooked. Top it with cheese and then put it in the oven to bake. That's my pasta. Okay, so it is ready. Let's take it out the oven. Put my oven glove on. Let's have a look. Ooh, looks good. It looks a bit bright, but it's very golden. Yeah, you see, if I adjust the light. Gorgeous, bubbling away. Very nice. That's more like the natural light. So I topped it off with a few breadcrumbs with the cheese for a nice, hopefully, crispy topping. And I'm going to serve that with a little side of radish and cucumber. So let's have a little look. Let's cut into it and see what it looks like. Bear with. Oh, it's well baked. There we are. It's macaroni and penne. So I'm going to serve this up now because I can't do this with one hand. Bye for now. It's Sunday afternoon. The lighting is terrible in the kitchen, but hey ho, I am doing some baking. I'm making some biscuits. I found a recipe, but I'm pimping the recipe a little bit. So I've got some ingredients on the go. I'll show you. I've got some black treacle, sugar and butter and vanilla extract in this pan, which is melting at the moment. So I've got to bring that to the boil. Once that's come to the boil, I'm going to be adding some bicarb in milk, and then all of that will get added to these ingredients here. Sorry, the lighting's terrible. Which is flour, oats, baking powder, and some dried fruit. And then once that's all combined, I'm going to roll them into balls and bake them. I'm not really a maker of biscuits, so I don't have a lot of experience. I've made shortbread. So I decided to do a test batch because the mixture is really sticky and difficult to make into balls. So I did a test batch as my first run, and I'll show you how they turned out. So that was my test batch. I'm just waiting for them to cool. Not too bad. Very uneven, so I know my next batch I'm going to aim for this size. Yeah, so I'll get those cooled and get another batch in and another batch. So Paul has had a try. They're very sweet. I ended up putting some cocoa powder in, so they're a little bit chocolatey as well. And really I wanted to do this because like I said before, I'm not a biscuit maker. So I wanted to sort of try a recipe and adapt it a little bit. I think the recipe that I saw had coconut, but I substituted dried fruit. But yeah, they are very sweet and very sugary, so, we have to limit the number that we eat. So I'm letting these cool off, and then I've got a final bit of mixture to put a final batch in. And then, yeah, they can be a sweet treat for this week. I'm at work. I just thought I'd show you. Unexpected sunshine. Not sure how long it's going to last. But I'll take every bit we can get. Good evening. It is Monday evening. We've just had dinner. And I've just read a book within the space of a couple of hours. It's the wrong way around in this video, but it's Treacle Walker by Alan Garner. 152 pages. Yeah. Well, I don't know what to say about it. It's like I've just been asleep and had some kind of weird dream. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say, because Paul's here and he's going to read it at the weekend. As you know, I'm an Alan Garner fan and have been reading Alan Garner books since childhood. Yeah. Don't know what to say. I'm a bit stunned by it. Anywho. Oh, my nose is running. Do I have a tissue stashed away in this pocket? No, I don't. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Always got a tissue. Albeit an old one. Disgusting. Yeah, Monday. How has Monday been? Well, you saw earlier that we had a little bit of sun. So I just took a little shot from reception at work, and there was a bit of a sunset as well, but I didn't see it all. I went out of the building when it started to get dark to check the external lights, which is one of my jobs that I do at this time of year, to check that they were all coming on, because we had to have them repaired because they weren't working last week. So did that and noticed that the sky was a little pink. So shame I missed that, but unfortunately on work days I don't get to see the sunset because I'm working. Yeah, I'm doing stuff. Busy day at work. Yeah, but that's good because it went in a flash, and no doubt the working week will be over with before I know it. And I'm looking forward to Thursday because we have plans to go to Greenwich on Thursday. So obviously we'll take you along and take as much footage and photographs as we can to share with you. Yeah, there's not much else to report. We're going to settle down for some TV and yeah, get on with our evening. So I shall see you tomorrow. Good evening. It's Wednesday evening. I can't remember whether I vlogged yesterday or not. Well, if I did, I did. If I didn't, I didn't. So, Wednesday evening, the end of the working week for me. On the whole, it's been quite a busy week. And I've had a bit of a sort of, I don't know, headache type thing. Not severe, but just a bit sort of background. Just sort of here over my eye, which has been a bit niggly and a bit annoying. But I think it's on the way out. I occasionally get it. I think there's a nerve that occasionally gets affected. It's like a sort of neuralgia thing, I think. It's not bad. And I've had it for many, many years. Occasionally, very occasionally, maybe once or twice a year. So that's been sort of bothering me the past day or so. But hey ho, as I say, it's calming down now and it's on the way out and it's not something which is keeping me up at night. So yeah, it's not been the best of weeks, and I think I'm still sort of adjusting to the new light levels and the short days and all of that, which is, yeah. And of course the news, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not even going to go there. So I am focusing on tomorrow, which we are hoping to go to Greenwich for the day. Well, I say the day. A lot of the things at Greenwich you have to pay to get into. So, yeah, it could turn out to be quite an expensive day. So we'll see, but we're hoping to go to the Maritime Museum. We probably won't do the Cotty Sark because you've got to pay to get in, and it's like 20 quid each. I think it's 20 quid each, something like that, which I think is a little bit excessive. The observatory is the main one that I'd like to see, and the Meridian, and I think you have to pay to get in there. But you don't need to pay to go to the National Maritime Museum, because I think, are museums still free in London? Museums went through a phase of being not free and then being free. Because I remember we had, I think we had membership cards that we had to pay for many, many years ago for the main Natural History and Science Museum. And I remember we had to pay, definitely. And that was the 90s. But I think they made them all free. So yeah, I'm hoping for that. And of course, I want to see the view of Greenwich, from Greenwich, of the city. And also the other thing that caught my eye is the cable car. There is a cable car. Again, you have to pay more than you would for transport. It's considered part of the transport system, but it's kind of separate. So yeah, I'm sort of hoping for a good night's sleep and a fresh start in the morning, feeling perky and alive. That'll be a miracle. um, and to have a good day out. I mean, I don't think we'll be spending the whole day, because I don't really want to be travelling at rush hour with the throng. So yeah, but certainly a good half a day, um, in Greenwich. Yeah, which we can get to on the Elizabeth line, which will take us right down to that area, and then the Docklands Light Railway, which is a driverless train, which is always fun to go on. So, yeah, you'll have to wait and see. So, nothing else really to report. Weather-wise, it's been very grey, and I think tomorrow is going to be very grey. So, there's not going to be. I think the shots I'm going to be taking aren't going to be sparklingly brilliant. Um, but the one good thing about grey skies, or sort of overcast skies, is the lighting is very even. So that can be sometimes beneficial. And of course, it's quite soft. Um, so, yeah, grey skies are actually quite good for portraits. Yeah, because it's a soft light. Anywho, yeah, that's it. Nothing else to report. So hopefully see you tomorrow, on location in Greenwich. Yeah. Bye for now. Morning. Morning. It's Thursday morning. We're not going to Greenwich. I don't feel very well. I think I mentioned that I've had this sort of headache, facey sort of pain, for the past few days. But it hasn't been particularly bothering me. But I think I've said before in the past that whenever I get sort of head pain, which is sort of unexplained, it's usually a precursor to a virus, or it's telling me that I've got a virus. It's just something that happens to me. And it doesn't happen very often because, as you can tell, I don't come down with colds very often at all. I'm not, I just don't get a lot of them. But I guess it's the season now. So I got up this morning and sort of pushed through it, had a wash, had breakfast. We put a packed lunch together, and then Paul said to me, "Are you sure you're going to be okay today?" And I said, "To be honest, no, I'm not. I've taken some paracetamol, but I really don't want to do a trip to somewhere that is filled with lots of things to look at and do and see and participate in, and not enjoy it, or run the risk of saying, I don't feel great, we need to go home. So cutting the trip short, especially after you've paid out for travel and potentially admission to somewhere. I don't think this is a major cold or anything like that, but I do feel under the weather. Had a few sneezes, and I do feel a bit sort of throaty and a little bit nasally. So, yeah, I mean, I know how to treat a cold. And I'm not gonna push it. So we'll see how I feel. We may decide to go tomorrow, instead. I mean, over the past few years, I've had so many little moments where I've felt like I was coming down with a cold and nothing happens. Very often in the evenings I'll feel bunged up and I'll think, oh God, is this a cold? Next day feel fine. So that's kind of how we played it this time. I said to Paul last night, this could be nothing. But I definitely feel under the weather today. So yeah, we're knocking it on the head, unfortunately, because I was very much looking forward to Greenwich. Looking forward to doing some filming, some photos. But there's no point in doing something if I'm not going to particularly enjoy it or be worried that we need to come home, you know, cut the trip short. I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy it. We've even done a packed lunch. So, yeah, it's very grey as well. It's not terribly inviting when you're feeling under the weather, put it that way, you know. The thought of going out into the cold grey day. I think if it was brilliant sunshine, then that might push me just to, you know, make a go of it. But hey. So yeah, I shall update you later. It could be that I feel absolutely fine later, you know. But we'll see. Bye for now. Morning. We are walking to Hanwell Station because we're going down to Greenwich. God, it's been a bit of an assault on the senses this morning. Walking out just after rush hour. So we're sort of on the back streets now, so it's a little bit quieter. Yeah. So I will try and film bits and pieces as we go. Yeah. Here we are at Hanwell Station, our local Elizabeth Line station. So this is our local station, Hanwell. As you can see, it's a traditional old style station. And we're getting a train to Abbey Wood. And we're getting off at Canary Wharf and then getting the Docklands Light Railway to Cutty Sark. So we're here at Canary Wharf and we're just walking over to get the DLR, but I mean, this is where we are. I mean, look at these buildings. Wow.
That's where I used to come though.
Did you?
Yeah, 39 floor.
It's all very clean and modern. Anyway, we're going to get the DLR to Cutty Sark. So see you later. So we're at Canary Wharf station, the DLR. And it's ridiculous because the signage is really poor. We couldn't see which platform to go to because there were no signs. But we've now worked it out by asking somebody. So we're going to Cutty Sark for Greenwich. So yeah, there we are. So we've just got off the DLR and we've arrived at Cutty Sark, and as you can see, this is the Cutty Sark. This cute little pub, Gypsy Moth next to it. Look at that, that's incredible. I'm not really into ships and boats, but that's amazing. It's amazing to see. Wow. I don't think we're going to go on it because I think you have to pay like 20 quid. But, wow. Amazing. It's also a very misty day today as well. You can see Paul over there, and beyond you can see the buildings of the city that we've just sort of travelled through. I was hoping to get the beautiful, amazing view, but it's kind of somewhat obscured by mist at the moment, which is a shame. But hey. So I think we're going to go to the Maritime Museum to begin with, because I think that's free. Always opting for the free choices. So we're on the banks of the Thames here at Greenwich. It's a really, really dull day. As you can see, there is the buildings of the city. We're here on the shore and you can actually see it's very dark. See the banks here, which is where people go mudlarking. I don't know what these buildings are, but they're very grand.
Music college.
It's the music college, is it? We're in the grounds of the National Maritime Museum, which is, you can see the observatory on the top of the hill there, which is this building here, but we've been diverted round towards the back because they're obviously having some work done. So we've decided to visit the Queen's house, which is this house. I mean, this whole area is absolutely jam-packed with these incredible old buildings. It's very interesting. Look at this lawn. I mean, that's ridiculous. Yeah. Such a misty, dreary day though, such a shame. But yeah, this is the house that has got the tulip staircase in it, which is something I really want to see. So let's get in there. Just quickly looking over the other side of the road. Look at those buildings, it's incredible. Really. So hurrah, we got out. I'm feeling a lot better today, so I think whatever it was a sort of 24-hour thing. I mean, I don't feel 100% at the moment. Still very sniffly, so I think it's a mild cold. Thank goodness. That's good. So yeah, day out at Greenwich. Absolutely great. We left this morning around, I think it was just after 9, maybe about 10 past 9. We got a train around 9:30, I think it was. And that took about, I don't know, an hour and something to get to Cotty Sark. It was a shame about the weather. It really was. It was a shame that it was so grey and murky, because I've been wanting to see that view for a long time. So we'll have to go back at some point when the weather is good to enjoy that in, sunshine or at least brighter conditions. But yeah, we, as you saw, got around, and I think we got home, I think it must have been around 4 o'clock. We wanted to try and avoid the rush hour, but as it was pretty busy because we were on a Heathrow train, so there are people going to the airport. So yeah, but it was okay, it was fine. Sorry, I've got something stuck in my tooth, which is annoying me. So highlights for me were the observatory, the view, even though it was murky, and the Queen's House, seeing the Armada portrait of Elizabeth I. That was a real highlight for me. And Paul realised it was because he bought me this little book without me knowing. So that's all about that portrait. To see it in real life, close up, you can go right up to it, was fantastic. Just fantastic. So yeah, it was a good day out. And one of the things I wanted to mention, which I think I put in the video, is if you buy a ticket for the observatory, you can get into the Cotty Sark half price. So I'm glad we did it that way round, because I wasn't intending on seeing the Cotty Sark, but that was also fascinating. It wasn't too busy in terms of volume of people at these places, although the observatory was pretty busy because there were a couple of school parties and there were some noisy kids, and there were some very well behaved kids as well, I think from a private girls' school. So it wasn't too bad in terms of the general public, so it's quite a good time of year to visit. Quite a few tourists, especially on the Meridian line, people doing the obligatory photo of 1 foot in the east, 1 foot in the west. But yeah, we enjoyed the day. It was good. We treated ourselves to a vegetarian wrap at the cafe at the observatory, which was lovely. That wasn't very busy there either. We tried to get a coffee in the Cutty Sark cafe, but there was nobody serving, which was a bit disappointing. So we knocked that on the head. But all in all, it was a busy day. It was a stimulating day. It's quite good to stimulate your brain and see these kind of things in the flesh, and experience them. So yeah, it was a great day. Really good day out. Expensive. That's the only thing. You've got to be prepared to part with a bit of money for these kind of exhibits. even though the Queen's house was free, we did have to pay for the observatory, the Cotty Sark, lunch, travel. So, you know, visiting London is not cheap. It really isn't. Yeah, but hey ho, it's not the end of the world. You know, we decided to do it as a bit of a treat, and I would definitely go back. I mean, you could do. I mean, we did take a packed lunch as well as buying a wrap, because we were hungry and fancied it. But you could do it very cheaply, a packed lunch, just pay for your travel, do the Queen's House and the Maritime Museum, because they're both free. We'll do the Maritime Museum next time. And actually that was enough. Our legs were aching, and our shoulders were aching from carrying backpacks. But yeah, it was a good day out. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the footage, and yeah, and the photos on social media. So that's it for today. Paul's cooking some dinner. I think he's making a curry. I've got the heater on and the candles on because it's feeling rather chilly this evening. It's been a sort of chilly grey day really on the whole. So I'll see you tomorrow for the final vlog of the week. Bye for now. It's Saturday afternoon. I'm just admiring this incredible cactus. It's just absolutely gone bonkers. Completely covered in flowers. I'm not sure that those tiny little buds on top are going to develop, because in my experience sometimes that happens. It doesn't flower continuously as such, but this one has been in flower now for, I don't know, a good week or so. They're just incredibly beautiful. Let me see if I can get a close up. I mean, just outrageous. Just stunning. And this one next door to it is not far behind. I'll be showing you progress. So I managed to get out into the garden this morning very, very briefly, just to cut back a couple of things, but I haven't done much. It's really uninspiring. We talk about the weather in Sunday chat, and it's just this grey blanket which is hanging over us at the moment, which is just horrendous. It really is. You can see the grapevine has burst into colour. In fact, let's go out there and have a look. You can see how dim it is. I mean, it's, what time? I don't know, coming up to 3 o'clock. Pardon me. I'm trying to leave the leaves. I brushed a few of them just to the side, so I'm just changing my shoes. But I'm trying to leave them as much as possible because they provide shelter for the insects. And look at that white geranium. That is doing really well. My fuchsia, I gave that some water. It's terribly dry. Terribly dry. Anywho, let's go out to look at the grapevine. Oh, I need to unlock the door first. lovely colours. Look at these ones. Gorgeous. Still a few grapes on there as well. Anyway, it's a bit cool. Oh, we've got a bit of a collapse going on here as well, I've just noticed. Oh dear, that's going to need to be fixed. Gosh. Oh dear. Good job I came out. You can see how dim it is. So, another job to be done. Collapsing pergola. It's my own fault. It's been like that for a while. I should have paid attention to it and sorted it out sooner. Hey ho, life. Life. C'est la vie. So yeah, as you can see, it is so dim. So dim. I'm virtually in the dark. So, Alexa, middle room on. That's better. So yeah, Saturday. We've recorded Sunday Chat. I'm just about to go upstairs and edit it and upload it and also sort out this vlog. Yeah, being under this grey blanket of cloud is not fun at all. When you end up having to put lights on, it's just really depressing, you know. I'd actually much rather have it cold and bright than damp and grey and dark. And it means also that it actually does go darker much earlier than it's due to. You know, I mean, the light starts failing around this time anyway. But say, for example, if you're gardening, you'd think, well, I've got another hour or so of good light to work in. But in this dimness, that's not necessarily so. Yeah, it just cuts the day even shorter. God, honestly, so it's just annoying, really. The British weather, seriously, nothing quite like it. Anywho, I shall say goodbye for this week and I'll see you later for Sunday Chat. Thank you for watching. And yeah, enjoy your weekend. Bye for now.